Well, this is not the spot that I thought we'd be in when talking about LSU in Florida. But here we are. Florida coming off a loss to USF. LSU a little bit lackluster against La Tech. Nonetheless, though, we'll give you our prediction for this game on our Tuesday show, so make sure you are subscribed. LSU fans, Florida fans, appreciate y'all being locked in. If you're a college football sicko, we appreciate you subscribing and being locked in. But as it stands right now during this video, let's give you a couple of early thoughts. All right, the dust is starting to settle on week 2. We look to week 3. Some early thoughts on this game as it stands right now. And what I said at the top of this thing, I think is the first thought I have on this game. The spot for both is wild. Wild. For Florida, once again, 2 years in a row, we're sitting here in week 2 talking about, hey, is Billy Napier barbecue chicken right now? I don't know if that's the case. I don't, but I do remember that was the case last year against A&M. It feels like it's not a good situation post-USF and losing to a G5 team in that look. Like, it's not ideal. But Florida is backed into a corner. And I know it sounds cliche. It sounds coach speak. It sounds whatever. But, like, I'm just saying, Florida now, after that loss, will either throw in the towel and say, woe is me, hands up in the air, whatever, or they'll say, no, not like this. Not like this. I'll remind you, too, Notre Dame, they lost to NIU in week 2 a year ago and then went on a run and played for a national championship. It should be noted, though, Notre Dame did not have to play the caliber of what Florida has in front of them, so it's neither here nor there. If Florida can circle the wagons, it's a talented football team. How many times do you hear someone over the course of this offseason sit down on the mic and say, hey, it's a top 10 roster, top 15 roster, just the schedule sucks, but otherwise I love Florida. I don't think that logic is all the way misplaced, even with what we saw against USF. They just looked like they were not interested in really being there. Like, we got to play USF, so let's just show up and play ball. Like, that was kind of the sense that I got from Florida watching them. But if Florida's going to draw a line in the sand, now would be the time going to LSU. Now, for LSU, the Louisiana Tech game doesn't scare me so much. I do need to see them dial it back in, though, because the discussion going into the season was it's about Clemson, it's about Clemson, it's about Clemson. Well, great, but now it can't be about Clemson because Clemson was week 1, and you got to play a Florida team who's backed into a corner, and if you don't bring your best, they still have the talent to beat you. So can you emotionally calibrate yet again after passing the test week 1, not looking as well as you playing as well as you wanted to in week 2? Can you get back right and play your best football against a team with a roster that, what I just said, has the potential to beat you? And it's LSU, Florida. Weird things happen. For those of y'all that know this game, it could go a lot of different ways. You got to bring your best. If you don't, it's anyone's game. Now, the line of scrimmage and the pressure provided from both sides here is super intriguing to me. For Florida, can you sort out the aggression of LSU? Because if you can't, it's going to be a long day at the office. Then you start seeing ghosts, Lagway's trying to evade pressure when it's not actually there. Harold Perkins is getting home. Vibes are very, very bad if you can't deal with the pressure of a Blake Baker. If you can, though, it could be a situation where you land one on the jaw against LSU, Death Valley turns down a little bit, and you get to operate with a little bit more poise about yourself and a little bit more easy communication if you're Florida. Like, that's the world you want to live in. Anytime you want to apply pressure, you're risking it for the biscuit if you're LSU, right? It's a good situation if you get home and create a sack and then Death Valley's on fire and it's like pyrotechnics in there. But if not, there's still the personnel, I believe, for Florida, especially with DJ Lagway, to when you try to, rob Peter to pay Paul, you can end up getting got and can be an explosive play waiting to happen. Now, on the other side for LSU, the offensive line, I'm not so much worried about, like Florida when it comes to the pass rush. And it's not me saying anything less of Florida. I think the emphasis when it comes to pressure on the offensive line for LSU is, can you still run the football? Because if we live in third and passing, Garrett Nussmeier's good enough to win you this football game, but I don't want to find out. I would rather we can run the ball, live in third and manageable, live in second and medium, and if that's the case, you can be like legitimately multiple for Joe Sloan in that offense, then you can get creative, then you can score points, and when that happens now, it could be like a Michael Bay movie in there, right? Just explosives, chaos, whatever for Death Valley, and like you don't even really know why it's happening. That would be a world that you'd like to live in if you're LSU. You had all offseason to prep for Clemson. I mean, depending on how you divvied up this game plan for your team, maybe 2-ish weeks, maybe it's just a game week thing for your locker room. I don't know, but you have much less time that you're focused on Florida than you did for Clemson. Can you do it again is my question. I get the feeling in this game it's going to come down to the quarterback play at the end of this thing. You know what I mean? Because like for Garrett Nussmeier, losing this game a year ago, there's probably a revenge feel here for LSU. And I'd have to think in some way, shape, or form, the shortcomings of LSU a year ago factored into Garrett Nussmeier coming back this season. I mean, he told us in not so many words at media days, I need you to be the difference in this spot, man. Like, this is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up for. Like, when Hogwarts has got something going on, you look at Harry Potter, all right? You don't look to the other muggles. You look to your dude to go make it happen for you. And at this spot now, with a Florida team rolling into your place, you got to go make it happen. In the same breath, I think DJ Lagway it's kind of the same conversation you could have. Florida, you are in disarray right now. In disarray, at a fan base level, in disarray. It's on DJ Lagway to stay to that locker room and be the reason why you go into LSU and have a composure to yourself. You flushed last week. You think you have a shot in every single game this year because of DJ Lagway. That's how you felt going into the year. That still has to be the case in the spot when you go to a raucous environment in Death Valley. So does DJ Lagway provide that spark, provide that belief, provide that stability for Florida? He's going to have to. He's going to have to. Can't wait to watch it. I know you can't wait either. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our official prediction on this game on our Tuesday show. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Caden Smith on the ones and twos. We will keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.